And we're live. All right. So welcome to Upturned Table, and this is the unboxing of the Chronopia Kickstarter. So the first general pledge, which is a single army, all the first wave models released for a single faction, plus a starter set and the rule book and dice and all kinds of things. And I want to thank the company. Very early days, 2022, they sent us the demo kit. So thank you, Martin from Uhrwerk Spiele. They did the Kickstarter, and yeah, I was really happy to get a chance to see the models and play that very early. And I think that first demo set was resin. They did Seocast for the actual pledged models themselves. So we'll take a look at how all of that looks. But first, I wanted to just show you we'll go back to 1997. And this was the original Target Games rulebook. And the Kickstarter did a great job, this new one, of supporting a lot of models. The Wave 1 range is significant. They only did one Dwarven clan, but other than that, they did everything that's in the book, the Black Bloods, the Firstborn. Everything was available, and we'll see some of those in the starter set. My main army was the Horned Ones for this pledge, so we'll see a lot of the Horned Ones models, a few of the other factions from the starter set. But on the channel, we already have first an interview with Martin and Ilias, early days of the crowdfunder, talking about their plans for everything. There was a little bit of a delay, I think a production delay, because Seocast is still kind of a new thing, and maybe ramping up for that scale of production wasn't necessarily the easiest thing in the world. But they made it, they did it, and they did a significant, they didn't shy away or do anything too small scale. They went with a lot of units for the different factions. So that was really good to see. So, of course, anybody that remembers the original version, some great Adrian Smith art, and I think Paolo Parente did some work as well. So, and these are the 90s style combination books. So you've got a lot of color pages, but all your rules are black and white in the middle. Save a little money. And of course you've got tokens and templates in the back. Good stuff. So this is where it all started. And it seems like the revival of both of the target properties, Warzone and Chronopia, have had a little bit of difficulty. The first Warzone campaign was canceled. They just kind of didn't have things sorted very well, and they came back and did a respectable job of delivering that. It was a smaller campaign, smaller size. They just did a tiny digest rulebook and things, but Uhrwerk Spiele did a great job, and we'll see the results of what they did. We're going to get a lot of retail looking boxes and things. So we'll take a look at that. But one other thing, I'll have to stand up to do this. I'm going to show you a little bit of the original models, the Heartbreaker Target Games models. And of course, these were all metal. And unfortunately, there's no support. There's no support for these guys like there are for Warzone. There's no recasts or anything available. So whatever you can find in blisters or loose is all there is. So these are Horned Ones. There's are mounted on a bull and a spearman. And you can tell, they're they get a little flat. Early days, the poses are not super dynamic because they're trying to get them. And these are multiple parts. The hammer was another piece and everything. But here is the old school 90s miniatures that were done back in the day. So let's compare to how the new sculpts look, and take a look at the new plastics and everything. So set this aside. Oh. Oh, this is harder than I thought. Sorry, so it was wrapped up. It's packaged very well, wrapped up in bubble wrap and plus peanuts. Oh wow! So already we have, and apologies for the a little bit of the strange angle. I'm just trying to keep the glare off of the covers of things. Already we have a softcover solo adventures book and a beautiful, look at that, a beautiful hardback rule book. And of course, as everybody does now, full color. So they reuse some of the great Adrian Smith art from the original, because I think a lot of the sculpts are based on that original art. And it's great to have them available now. So yeah, Heroic Signatures is a license holder for all things Target Games, and Uhrwerk Spiele produced this Kickstarter. So here is our starter set. So there we go. So you get to choose. You got to choose the factions. We'll keep that for a surprise later. But you get to choose the factions to go in. This was an original piece that was commissioned. The cover art, and I believe this art as well, were new pieces commissioned for the pledge. But we've also got a lot of the classic art as well. Oh, nice. A dice tray. So one of those neoprene ones that you can snap into place. And they also did custom dice for all the factions as well. So there we go. Oh, and a letter. Oh, there are lots of things. So this is the first general pledge. Oh, here's some pieces. It looks like we've got some separate pieces. Our Axehorn warriors. Oh no, these are just supporting our warriors. So we'll take a look. We'll take a look at the Horned Ones army all at once. Here is a box, a little bit crushed. Oh, we've got a big model in here, and of course they have. Oh wow, so smaller, so mini weapons cards, and then the unit card with all the stats themselves. Yeah, those are nicely done. And it looks like, yeah, there we go. And our larger, look at a 40 mil base for our larger figure. Oh, and our blood totem, part of the Horned Ones. Yeah, a little bit jealous. I think it's the elves that got the ice golem, and that was produced in like semi-transparent blue plastic, so that looked nice. And here's all of our units. So our Legion Spearmen, our command group for our Axehorn warriors. Another small box with a single unit. Oh no, lots of bases for these guys. Yes, these are our Legion Swordmen. Our Torka Rider. Oh yeah, that's what we took a look at before. Yeah, so the Torkos, this is our original, and so we'll see. So you can tell already the pose is much more dynamic, and we'll see the scale. Axehorn warriors. War Shields command group. Our Legion Swordsmen. Our War Shields. Everything was packed well. Nothing got, except for this little kind of box that was sliding around. Nothing else had any damage. Mexico Champion, our Judge, our Keeper, and I think that's it. So our bubble wrap and peanuts are all still in the box. And I think this is our art print. Let's take a look. Yeah, this is packaged nicely. And with a larger... Oh yeah, nice. I remember this from the promotions. Chronopia poster, decades of war and death have prepared the mortals for this moment. But can they withstand the darkness within their own hearts? Nice. Yeah, so take a look. So along with the interview on the channel previously, we also did a lore video, which was kind of a prologue. If you don't know the setting, it can kind of introduce you to the setting as it was in the original books up. We'll have to see, what changes they've made, if any. We're kind of, moving things forward. And also we did a unboxing of the demo set that was sent out as well. So you can see some of those early sculpts. So where should we start? Well, let's save the starter box and just start opening some of our dwarves. So everything is Seocast, and feel free to bug me in the chat if you want to see anything closer or anything again. And we'll have to cut some of these open. That's nice. They're sealed. And this is the finished, like we're not getting plain cardboard boxes or anything. This is the finished retail boxes for everything. So this is our Manx Skull Champion. Okay, so it's a sleeve. Yeah, it's a sleeve on one of these, one of the boxes. So some of them, didn't have sleeves yet, but nice and secure corrugated cardboard. So again, we've got our base. Oh, and it looks like we've got a, let's open this up and take a look, but I think we have an insert for the base as well. So kind of a scenic insert because we have a nice lipped, looks like, 32? Maybe bigger than that. Base. Here's our unit card for our Manx Skull Champion. And it gives us our faction and then all of the stats and then unit skills and then the default weapon, which may be part of it depending on how you want to equip units. So let's see. So maybe give you a better shot of this just on the black background here. Oh, maybe we should have started with this. I think we'll end with that probably. All right. So let's see how this looks. Yeah, I think we're close enough. You'll be able to see the detail. So yeah, that does look. Oh no, this may be a trap. That's right. It may be a. Check on the model itself. Claude halberd. Charge bonus. Adorned pole arm. Yeah, this looks like a bear trap. So that's already printed on its own base, and it looks like we have a 2-piece for this model. And yeah, it's got some texture to it. It's not shiny and slippery, so it looks like it'll hold paint. And we've got our arm here. Oh yeah, so what's our pose? So it doesn't look, it looks like he's holding it single-armed. Nice, but yeah, let me stand up again. Need a more portable mic here. So you can see some of the more detail on this. But nice, everything is short in stature because it's all dwarves, but really nice detail. The fur on the cape. And you can see where the arm sockets. And so I think Seocast is going to mean super glue, so it doesn't, I don't think it'll melt like the hips plastic. Yeah, let's just get everybody out and put them on their card so you can see what's going on. Yeah, the quality's great. It's not bad at all. Let's go right to our keeper. Yeah, I was torn between pre-recording this and then, oh, here we go. We've got lots of cards here. Pre-recording this or also just live streaming. I think live streaming gets some more. Hey, Miguel, how's it going? I get some more interaction here. And let me know if there's anything you want to see more of. So yeah, we have our mini equipment card again. Oh, plus, yeah, we've got 2 here. And then there's our keeper card and his stats plus, oh, spells it looks like. Yeah, animal control, transformation, animal terror. Fear of totem, strength totem, and blood of a totem. So here's his dwarven transformation spells. Nice. So our keeper with his spells and his 2 weapon options. How about that mini? Looks like we've got 2 arms separate. Oh, nice. So he's got his spear with the wonderful hook on it, and then a sword. Oh, so yeah, he does have. He has 2 weapons. 2 weapons and spells. Nice. So there's our. Yeah, let's see if that's. Yeah, I think the focus is okay for the detail. And we got a little bit, like you can see, a little bit of cleanup, but no heavy mold lines or anything. Just a little bit of trail there between that edge of the boot, but really crisp detail. Yeah, looks really, really good. I don't know how brittle Seocast is. This is the first Seocast I've worked with. I haven't gotten anything from Corvus Belli or anything in Seocast or Siocast, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I just hope I don't snap anything during assembly. All right, and this is our judge. Oh, nice. This is a judge for the firstborn. Was this for Miguel? I can't remember. I might have ordered a miniature for Miguel. I might have added something. So the judge is part of the firstborn, not, of course, not the dwarven clan. This may have been. I can't remember because I think we were talking. It was so many years ago. It was almost 4 years ago, and I think Miguel may have asked me to add a judge. But oh wow, yeah, nice detail. Look at the cape. It's great. So we've got that's got to be a 40. Yeah, a 40 base of that large one. Other large one was a 60, and lots of. So everything is separate. Both arms. Oh, is this a break though? Let's see. Oh, yeah, it looks like we've got a break. Oh, sorry, Miguel. If I ordered this guy for you, it looks like we did have a snap. So it is, Seocast is a little brittle. That's enough material, though. It shouldn't be hard to get that glued back. But yeah, we lost our axe head on our judge. So he's got a leg and his book, open cast, and an axe. Yes, that's right. So he's raising the book above his head. You can see in the art, but we did get a snap on the axe head. Oh, that's too bad. So I can ask them. They said just send pictures of anything that was misprinted or damaged. So we'll see. We'll see what we can do. I'll leave this guy open. There's our judge. But yeah, it's a nice mini. Too bad we got pressure in the wrong point. It's strange too because it must have happened in packaging because this box is very sturdy. So, and nothing seems to be bashed about too much. Oh, let's go with our. Well, this is very heavy. Let's go with the blood totem. Let's see. Yeah, so I'll get in touch with them and see if they'll see what they're willing to do. Yeah, and I was really happy because it shipped from the UK, so Royal Mail gets things to Japan really fast. But I had to pay like $45 in tariffs. That's 10% of the value. So that was not fun. Oh, wow. I was not looking forward to that. So this looks a bit more... I have to see. No, this is, I guess... No, this is printed, it feels like 3D printed. It has that tackiness of oh no, resin. Yeah, it's got a I'll have to see. I wonder what they did the larger stuff. And this is very heavy, so it feels like resin, maybe just like a cast resin, but clean. Wow, cleanly cut off of the channeling. If it was, yeah, it appears. Yeah, that's not very flat hooves, though. That might be tricky to get him to... I have to pin him to his base. So he's got a lot of pieces here. Wow. Yeah, so this is our big... this is our big model for the army. Looks good, though. Look at that. So he's got his... Yeah, this has got some coloring. Yeah, so maybe this is... Maybe it is just a large-scale CO cast. Yeah, because on the larger scale, the texture's a little different. And it looks like they were maybe changing colors. This has got a little bit of the brown on it. Yeah, so this might still be the... So, okay, so these bases are obviously like just, regular polypropylene or ABS plastic. But, yeah, this looks like it was printed of the same material. And here's his gauntlet. Nice. Yeah, interesting. I think they were changing colors, changing material. Both of his arms are a little brown. And here's his... Yeah. So that was the Japanese value of the of the first general pledge really got me. But anything that Customs sees as a board game gets heavily taxed in Japan because I think they're trying to protect their domestic localization board game. A lot of big Japanese companies have gone into translating and localizing European and American board games. And so to protect that market so people aren't going to import them cheaper from other sources, they tax the hell out of them. So I've gotten hit on Kickstarters. I've gotten hit really bad because if it's just books, you're okay. If it has dice, if it's books and dice, sometimes it gets dinged as a board game. And if it has books, dice, and plastics and things, they ding you. Yeah, so this was a very unhappy surprise. He's got his Vision of Doom and his wonderful Ram Skull Claw. Look at that. Nice. Yeah, that was, I think, on the page. I was like, yeah, that's going to be the centerpiece. That's going to be a centerpiece for the army. And probably a ton of points. Yeah, so like I said, this was all first wave. First wave for the Horned Ones. And here's our war shields. Oh yes, the cost on the cards. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, so he's 70 points. Judges, what, 20, 35? Yeah, so not insane. But he's the price of a couple of units. Yeah, Miguel saying, imagine this in a white metal cast. It would weigh kilograms, not just ounces. All right. So these are our war shields. So it looks like we've got 4 of these guys. I'm going to have little pieces of styrofoam everywhere. Oh, and let's see how they did. So yeah, they printed full colored sleeves for the packaging, and yeah, they did so this is the default back. Yeah, that all has the same. Oh, and they let you know German or English. You should be able to tell by this. But maybe, yeah, I guess that's probably just the language for the cards. All right. So our war shields, so they're only 14. Does that give you 3 of them, or is it 14 times 3? And then, yeah, you've got the hand crossbow. Yeah, so that was, like we saw with the other one, the war hammer. Yeah, the war shields was what the other metal mini that I had. Nice. So 4 of these guys. You'll have to look up too if they put any release agent or anything on COCast. To see how hard it's going to be to get out of the, if it's hard to get out of their molds, or if it's very agreeable, so how much we have to actually clean these before priming them and stuff. If it's similar to cast resin. Those usually have a lot of release agents and things on them. So here's our four war shields. These guys look nice too. Yeah, I had to pay full tariff, but I have tiny units, little stubby little units. Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, so no helmet. They have some unhelmeted, but nice. There's the war shields. So some unhelmeted, and here's some with the built-in, like a mace or a hammer with the ram's head. The horned ram built in, so that's not separate. So only 2 pieces of the shield. And then he's in a bit more pieces here. Oh yeah, so it looks like, oh here, he's on his shield, and here's his, oh nice. You can see the big ram's head hammer that he's holding. Yeah, this got a little, no, I guess they're still pretty dry feeling. They still have that same kind of rough texture. So he's got, yeah, a little bit more that he's sitting on. And then, oh, here we go. Here's a large warhammer. Oh yeah, see, so you got a little bit, kind of like the things you get, the support stuff you get with 3D printing. You get a little bit of this stuff that you can just snap off. But there will be a little bit of cleaning, but not bad. And there might be some sort of agent on this, because I'm feeling some surfaces are a little tacky, so there may be some kind of release agent. I'll have to look up the best way to clean this material, because this will be the first time working with this. But it holds detail really nice, and the benefit of it, the benefit they talk about. Oh yeah, that feels like release agent there. Yeah, that's like oily. The nice thing that they talk about is the channels and any channeling or sprue work or rafts that you have to create for the models. That material is not discarded; it can be remelted. Just this high temperature plastic, so there's not a lot of waste in the molding process. The materials just go back in. Oh, here's our nice our crossbowman. Oh yeah, so let's take a look at just scale wise. Of course, he's not going to have his. So scale-wise, new school and old school. Here's what we're looking at. So let's put him on a base. So fair is fair. Yeah, so we're on a larger base, not a 25, but a 32. And they're a bit taller, or standing a bit taller. You know, the pose is a bit taller, is what it looks like. And not so animalistic with the helmets. Yeah, they're a bit more... a bit less horned, and some are even unhelmeted. Whoa, interesting. But yeah, nice representation of the artwork, though. All right. Some more war shields. This is our command group. Oh. Yeah, you want to see the flash? Yeah, let's take a look. Where was that piece? One of these had some flash on his foot. Now here's something coming off the pauldron. Let's see here if I can get you. Yeah, my light is aimed at the tabletop. But you can see that like little things like that are coming off some of the pointier. So a little bit of kind of very thin support work. So I can probably just snap that off. Very easily, because it seems like stuff's a little on the brittle side. And you can see, here you go, you can see on his boot as well. Let's see here. Yeah, there we go. You're getting a little bit from that tip of his boot connecting up. So some of that's going to have to be taken off. But not bad. I mean, it's not a lot of cleanup, but definitely, yeah. And each process has its own, pros and cons. And this is a new material, so we'll find out. And I wonder, it might be fun to talk to them again, to talk to Martin and Ilias again, and find out, where things got hung up, if it was all the Seocast production on the scale that they, intended, or what it was that was delayed. But everything so far has a really, really nice production quality. Everything looks good. I don't think we've gotten anything. So only the Judge. Our only broken mini was the Judge so far. Nothing else has been snapped. Everything looks very intact. So that's been good. Yeah, here's some little flash that broke off that nice brownish color. All right. So our command group is going to have 3 models, and pretty big. Pretty large in scale. So here's our War Shield command group. Another 14 points. That must be for each. And yeah, so we've got lots of weapons here. So the hand crossbow, again, they have a War Shield rules, and then the Warhammer. So the same, yeah, same setup, but just command group, different abilities. Oh, yeah, here's a standard. Yeah, so here, this is pretty thin. See the staff for the standard. That's all in good shape and not crazy bent. I did see a few pictures online where people's spears and things were very curved, but that might mean they just took them out too fast of the machine. But everything is looking good here. Nice. Yeah, so he's got his ram's head hammer and his arm with the standard. That's great. Yeah, so they didn't go crazy. Maybe some units they did, but the War Shields look much more, much less animalistic. That's the thing I liked about the different clans of the dwarves. They all had an animal totem, and so they were all kind of crazy looking. And here's a piece of extra that looks like it broke off. I mean, not part of the model, but just fell off in the process. Yeah, those just snap off. There was a little piece on the edge of the shield. It just comes right off. Oh, there we go. Here, Miguel, if you didn't want to see. Yeah, so it does look like more similar to a what you have to do for a 3D printing process supporting it. Because, can I get... Yeah, there we go. See around his boot there? To that little standing stone, the little leaning stone. You don't see all the little flash there, but it's very brittle, so it'll just snap right off anything that small. But you can see that support work must be part of the process. So that's the thing to deal with the Seocast. Yeah, so he's got the pipes, and so where do the shields go? Maybe they. Oh, I think they. There you go. Here we go. So it looks like the shields just stand on the base. So if they're not holding them, it looks like you actually just, they plant the shield. They plant the shield on the ground, so you're putting it on the base. Yeah, either behind them, like on their back. Yeah, either on their back, or it does, because it has the kind of feet there. It could stand next to them as well, depending on how you wanted to model it. Very cool. All right. And what else do we have here? This is our last in the command group. Oh, here's he's holding the Warhammer. So looks like he's missing an eye. He's got an eye patch. And a flowing fur cape. Yeah, these are very nice dynamic poses. This is just things they couldn't do back in the day because these get digitally sculpted. Oh, okay, so here is an arm. There's the arm on the shield. So he will be raising the shield with one arm, and then the Warhammer, or the ram head hammer in the other. So yeah, some of these others don't indicate specifically where the shield goes because it doesn't have an attachment point. So see, they're just completely blank. So They'll leave you with some options. So that's nice too. If you have multiple units, you can give a little bit of variety to the to how you model them, so everything isn't looking too samey. All right. A little bit of debris. Maybe black wasn't the best choice. Okay, these guys have the Horned Ones, kind of more classic helmets. Yeah, these are the Legion swordsmen. And the I remember the swords on the original ones being really fat, like really giant, fat, flat-headed blades. So let's see how close they did. So it looks like we're going to get 3 units or 3 models again. So 3 models, 3 bases. Yeah, and the bases are nice. They have that nice lip. So if you want to do and a nice rounded edge and a lip, so any basic material can sit in there very cleanly. It's not going to spill over the edge. So here's our Swordsman Legion. 6 points. Yeah, these guys must be the very base infantry. And they've got their shield stats and their sword stats on mini cards. Yeah, but the way they're sculpted, though, kind of the, unipose, single pose, you're not going to swap a lot of weapons or things out. So but maybe there are, especially maybe with solo play and stuff, there are like magic weapons and stuff that resemble enough of the weapons that they're modeled with that you'll just replace the card for different stats in different models. Maybe you'll take different stuff. I'm curious in the solo rules how that looks. All right, yeah, so a bit more reasonable than the 90s. This isn't the extreme 90s anymore. So so the swords aren't these giant cricket bat looking things. They were like pointed cricket bats on the original models. But yeah, looking good. And again, where was that? You can see off the edge of his helmet, there's a little piece. Yeah, see that little piece of support right there. Yeah, but not much at all to clean up. And everything else, all the seams and everything else are very clean. So it seems like it's much more of a kind of a 3D printing process, closer to, maybe like kind of halfway in between molding and 3D printing. I haven't actually seen inside of one of the machines. Here's our other, little stuff to break off here. Oh, that one actually might not snap. You might have to trim some of that. That's hanging in there pretty good. So a little bit more. Anything that does details that are close, like the studs on the pauldron, look like they have a few things coming off, but look good. Yeah, really nice. So yeah, very cool. Our swordsman. One more. Yeah, a lot of, I don't remember unhelmeted so much. I remember all the dwarves just having helmets, but that did make them look a little samey. The only thing that was different was their weapons. But these guys, yeah, have that look. I don't have any swordsmen. I do have the spearmen though. But yeah, see, there's the. So they didn't do the big wonky fists. They're a little bit more human scale, not heroic scale, with the oversized head and the oversized fists and stuff. So this was a very Heartbreaker style proportions, and these are much more human or kind of realistic style, which for dwarves makes them tiny. Cool. So 3 of these guys, and we've got our axe horn warriors. And it looks like things scaled up. Like it looks like there is a way to play. If somebody else did a full faction pledge, it looks like there's a way to play pretty large scale. Not gigantic, but pretty large, because you can duplicate, some duplicate infantry models and you'll be all set. All right, so again, 3 of these Axehorn warriors. So there's our card. Yeah, 12 points. Another cheap unit with twin battle axes. So each of these guys will have 2. Sorry, 2 axes. Yeah, right. They definitely don't have those 90s shoulder pads. They scaled things down to more realistic scales. Yeah, if you remember, like the Doom Troopers, they couldn't put. They actually tried to do that a little bit in the Siege of the Citadel board game. Those models are a little bit more human size, and so the Doom Trooper shoulder pads look ridiculous. It's like a piece of an airplane they're wearing. Yeah, so a little bit more of the supports you can see. Sorry, I'm not getting far enough in here. So you can see, anybody stepping underneath his little skirt there. And he's got his twin axes. Nice. And the nice ram's head. Yeah, much smaller. The scale of the head is quite tiny compared. Dwarves can have big heads. That's not a bad thing. So let's see. And I think these guys have a variety of helmeted and, like, there's not swappable heads, but I think there's an unhelmeted sculpt in here too, which is, it's nice for variety. This is another. Oh no, here's an unhelmeted sculpt. Yeah, so the heads are very human scale. They don't even have those, like, bulbous dwarf heads. They're very short human scale, but I love the dual axes. A nice dynamic pose with these guys. But yeah, but here's no helmet and a nice beard, but he does have horns. Yes, so he's got some kind of headpiece with horns on it still, so everybody knows where his allegiance lies. And another, so all these guys have the 2 arms, and here again, a little more flash. Just mostly on the feet and places. Oh, here's a little bit on the axe. Yeah, it just must be the part of the support process. But yeah, he's got a helmet. Oh yeah, and it's kind of vented as well. Interesting. So you have a very fun, dark fantasy setting. Really great background. The setting and the lore is really dark and nasty. So it's fun. And just like a lot of the dwarf mythology, they enslave these beasts, or they get eaten by them. There's various stages in history where they're either enslaving them or being terrorized by them. And these are our Axehorn, the command group. So we've got we'll have our totem and our musician and everything here. All right, and again, the twin axes. So 3 of these. All right. Yeah, but so units are packaged together, but models are in individual Ziplocs. That's nice. They did a good job getting these all. Yeah, so, and I guess maybe I'm luckier with the dwarves. They don't have, a lot of things sticking off of them, and they don't have thin legs and wrists and things. So the thickness, the stoutness may help in the in having so many broken pieces. So looks like he's playing a pipe. He's got 1 axe on his back and another axe in his arms. So here's our musician. Yeah, the thinnest things we've had have been this spear, which came out okay, and then the standards. Uh-oh, did I speak too soon? Wait. Oh, this goes on his back. Okay, good. Okay, yeah. Yeah, this goes on his back, so yeah, very old school like that. So yeah, nothing broke off. And so he's wielding his 2 axes with his standard on his back. And finally, Yeah, I think this is just our commander, like holding his arms up to the. Oh, actually, holding the axis kind of down, but helmeted. Yeah, looks like he's got on the box art. He's got a lot of gold detail, a lot of painted detail. But yeah, here's probably our commander. But yeah, very minimal cleanup. Most of it, you might not even need a hobby knife for. It's actually nice though to see that even the thinner pieces are not. They don't just sweep off like little bristles. They actually have some strength to them. Yeah, I don't know much about the Siocast material. So I have to read up to make sure I don't do anything wrong. Oh, and we've got another. Oh, our Legion Swordman. Wait. Oh, that's Axe Horns. Okay, so our Swordsman. Oh, that's right. We opened our Swordsman. We did open the command group. So here's the command group for the Swordsman. So I've got a basic unit and then a command group of each of these guys. And it looks like I'm going to need, depending on my list building, I'm going to need some additional fill-in units in the future. So yeah, here's our command group for our Swordsmen. Their shields and swords. And let's take a look. Oh, nice. Yeah, so he's got swinging his sword and holding his shield close. Yeah, but a nice dynamic poses for these guys. Yeah, it is a shame. It looks like that's become, because it is hard to, you still have like War Games Atlantic and some companies doing that where they'll give you, multiple head choices and arm choices, but it does really limit the posing. And with ranking flank games, that's not that important, but if the stuff is on round bases. And here's our horn player for the swordsman. And then finally our standard, and it looks like the standard survived as well. Yeah, I'm getting something on my fingers. So yeah, there is some kind of release agent on these guys, I think. So they're going to need a wash. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, he's got a standard in one hand and a sword in the other. But nice and straight. Yeah. Everything is nice and straight for the standard kind of staff, and then the sword. Yeah, so they went more, realistic scale. We have to let the 90s go, I guess, is what they're telling us. Yeah, I think Miguel, it does feel like they need a bath. I'm getting something on my fingers that feels like a little bit like a release agent, and hopefully it's not carcinogenic. Or it's been good knowing everybody. It's been fun doing this. But all right. So yeah, we've got the Torque Rider. So this is number 1. So they must have multiple poses. So in maybe second waves and things. We're getting other poses, but we can compare the scale of this guy as well. So put him up here. So here's our big Torque Rider card. And he's got both the Torque attack and his bladed flail. Mini card weapons. A big, what is that, 60 mil base? And oh, he's mostly in one piece. It looks like just the arms. So that'll be nice. We can compare scale. So yeah, it looks like we've got the flail. And oh, what's this? I think we lost a tail. Yeah, it looks like, is this a tail? Oh no, it's supposed to be. Yeah, no, it's supposed to be separate. Yeah, it's got a little space, a little pin and a little slot to put it in, so you can do up or down. Yeah, so the tail is supposed to be a separate piece, no breakage. And then there's the nice flail. All right, so let's do a little side by side. with models almost 30 years apart. Or yeah, more than 30 years apart. Oh, wow. Okay. So here, yeah, we've got a nice, let's get up to the camera here. Much more, of course, dynamic pose. Drop these and break them. So he's armless and weaponless, but yeah, much more dynamic pose. He's kind of sitting higher. So he's much, yeah, I guess though they kept him in scale. So this guy's too small. But the animal's a bit bigger. The pose is nice and dynamic. I mean, it's unfair to compare stuff that's wax sculpted to digital sculpted, but yeah, but it reads as the illustration. It has a dynamic look. He's got his mouth. Oh, but no, that's his beard. So he's got his beard and his helm still on. Yeah, it's a nice depiction. So there's our rider. Okay, then we've got a couple more of these boxes without sleeves. So they'll indicate what units they are and probably have the cards and everything, but not have the retail sleeve yet. So who do we have here? So maybe these are for the axe horns. Maybe for the starter set. So additional war shields. Yeah. Oh yeah. So I already have the card. So yeah, these guys are just additional war shields. So I've got 4 more of the base unit for war shields, 4 more of the base unit for axe horns. There we go. So they just didn't. Yeah, they saved a little by not putting them in the retail packaging. So yeah, now I have I'll have 8 and 6 and 6. It looks like. Yeah, we've already seen these guys. Oh yeah, it was a ton of bases. It's a base bonanza. So this looks like it's only 3. Yeah, it's 3 more, but look at all the bases. Is that that might be bonus because of the starter set or something? That's a lot of bases. That's much more than 3 bases. I won the base lottery. The base slots were in my favor. And then finally, this is the one that was bouncing around the most, it looks like. Oh, here we go. Oh, a savage troll. Oh, this is for this might actually be, I don't have cards, but this is a black blood. A troll for the black bloods. Maybe I ordered him separately again, like with the judge, because I liked the sculpt. Just for painting purposes. Yeah, he's got a nice bunch of arms and an evil look about him. Yeah, I'll have to take a look at my my pledge details and see what I added. Yep, but the same nice detail. Oh yeah, he's got some pegs on his base. If you can see, interesting. And yeah, multiple arms. So, oh, actually, wait, no, does he? Yeah, he does. Where do they go? Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's attachments. Yeah, our nice 4-armed. Oh, that's great. Our 4-armed troll. It's a great sculpt, and it would be ridiculous in metal. So thank you, Sealcast. Nice. Yeah, I can't remember if I did Black Bloods as one of the starter set factions, and so I wanted to add him. We'll find out. The truth will come out. So that's cool. That's what I was thinking is I'm going to need some more of the base units, and they included them as part of the first wave. Okay, so that's all the minis except for the starter set. So this is first wave for Horned Ones, not including, to give you a better visual representation. So this is everything for the included in the dwarf faction for wave 1 of Chronopia's Horned Ones Dwarves, and it didn't include any metal. So yeah, that's quite a bit. It was, I think, the pledge itself was around 250. Let me. I have all this in front of two. Okay, so it's €295, but that did include the rule book, the starter set, and a letter, and the solo rules. So everything we get in here, plus the book, and the book itself is probably $50 on its own. So, yeah, interesting. Let's we'll save the rules and the books for later, but it's quite a bit. It's decent, and I mean, beautiful details. Only one break in the whole thing, so that's very lucky because it did go all the way to Japan. So the Savage Troll armor. Okay, and so this is what they're calling their starter box, and they let you on the crowdfunder pick factions, and they may do that as well because the way they're printing things, they may do that as well if you order from their web store. But great art on. Oh, that's right, and we're going to get tokens and dice and everything. And let's see. So it looks like the same presentation as the other retail boxes. And kind of a fold. So not a box and a lid, but a kind of a pizza box style. So what did we go with? Yeah, we did the Firstborn. Yeah, that's right. Oh, these are in sleeves. Oh, that's great. Packed with love. Look at that. Your cards for each faction are in a sleeve together. Yep, there's I think 3 unit cards in there. Yeah, so I did Black Bloods. That's why I got the Troll. Black Bloods and Firstborn. And there were some Firstborn in the demo kit. So I thought they would work nicely together. There we go. So yeah, so the weapons. So we'll take a look. We'll take a look at these minis. And I want some nice D20 for each of the factions. Do they have that? Yeah, they do. Yeah. So they gave you a D20 for each faction you ordered. They gave you the appropriate faction die. So Black Bloods and a Firstborn. And I don't think I didn't get dwarf dice, but I have so many D20s. But that's nice. So they did very distinctive colored dice. So if you're rolling head to head or whatever, it'll be very easy to tell who rolled what. Okay, so let's start with the Firstborn. So it looks like we've got a longbow unit, an iron guard, and a swordsman, which I think we may have a couple of the models in the. This is nice. They just put them in a sleeve. In the starter set, and then the weapons as well. So the spear, war shield, broadsword, and the shield, and the longbow, and the hand axe. Nice. And if you're not worried about WYSIWYG, I'm sure you can point them. Oh, they don't have. Yeah, I think it's just what they come with. Yeah, I'm wondering why they're separate and they're not just like a stat on the card. Maybe they just wanted to take advantage of the art, or maybe it was just so crowded with abilities and everything. Maybe putting weapon stats was a bit too much. But those are our cards, and then let's take a look at our models. Yes, so here's the starter set model. Oh, so is it? Yeah, so the starter set is just one of each. Maybe. Yeah, it didn't say. There are starter rules, I think, in the box as well. Yeah, it looks like, what do we got here? So here's all of our Firstborn. So we do have a spearman, a swordsman, an archer, and another swordsman. Yeah, so yeah, you're only getting 4 models for each faction. So that's nice to have the demo kit. I can fill this out a little more. So you want to have full units. It's starting very small. I think, what do they call it? The skirmish, or let's see, the level. So they have the battle level. They have hero skirmish, which is 4 to 5 models. Patrol fight, which is 10 to 15. And army battle, which is 25 to 40. Oh, those are points. Sorry, 25 to 40 points, not models. So yeah, that looks like it'll be, especially for hero skirmish, 4 to 5 points is not much at all. Yeah, because these guys. Oh, this longbowman is already 7, so we're already at patrol just to get a longbowman in there. All right. Oh, sorry. These bags are sticking everywhere. So here's our bowman. Oh, whoa. So this is interesting. The arrows are, oh my God. Okay. So Sealcast is a pretty decent material. Look at that. There's the arrow and it's nice and straight. So where does, I guess it goes in the, oh, there's a quiver. So I guess you knock an arrow. Yeah, I guess you put an arrow, you have one arrow and then maybe you can have one stuck in the ground on the base. Interesting. Yeah, so there's a couple of actually just individual arrows in the archer, thing. So I wonder, yeah, these look a little different to me. I wonder, oh no, I guess, yeah, this is, I'll have to take a look if they changed the sculpts from the demo kit, if those were just kind of temporary sculpts or if they're the same as what the final look is. Because these guys do feel a bit smaller in proportion. Yeah, you can take a look. There's 3D 60 turnarounds of the, I think they might be. Yeah, they might have scaled things down a little bit. That may have been part of the production delay, is maybe the original sculpts. The sculpts they started with, the few that they started with for that demo box didn't work well. Wow. Didn't work well with the with this process, and they had to kind of go back. Yeah, because these feel a bit smaller, not quite as heroic in scale. Not really nice detail though, so they'll look nice painted, but they're feeling a little bit on the realistic side. So I'll have to go back through the updates and comments and see if this was mentioned or if people are talking about that now. Yeah, let's see. I remember the demo models feeling pretty close to the original. Oh no, this is, yeah, I think, I don't know. But yeah, looking nice. So firstborn spearman. Look at that shield. That's beautiful. The gear, the time gear. Oh, okay, here we go. There's a little bit of curvature on the spear. I can't believe those arrows were pinned straight and the spear. So this will be a test to see if you can do the plastic trick, if the Sealcast plastic has a memory, like the like ABS or PVC or whatever the other, like board game minis. You can usually heat them up, submerge them in some hot water or use a hairdryer, and they'll remember the original shape from the mold and kind of straighten back up. So this kind of stuff with the other types of plastic, I don't know about this material, but with other types of plastic, you get this from taking them kind of hot out of the mold. And then if the air is too cold in the factory, they tend to contract irregularly when they're cooling down. Yeah, sorry, I don't have the demo kit here. That would be interesting to compare the sculpts. And I will do that. I'll do a little video of that. But got some more firstborn. Yeah, I think they're smaller. That's an interesting choice. I wonder if it was a requirement of the process. They just had to go smaller because of the amount of material that you could use per mold, or however the process works. Yeah, so these guys feel, they're definitely smaller in proportion compared to the 90s stuff. The 90s stuff and the giant shoulder pads were just, these are still big on proportionally. They're still large, but they're not insane. Yeah, anybody that remembers the original. Oh, and we can actually, I've got the book so we can compare to the photos of the originals. Let's see if that's worth doing. Let's see here. Here's our firstborn. Now, I guess they weren't absolutely insane. Yeah, so the firstborn knight, we're comparing. Yeah, so they kind of based it on the proportions of the Adrian Smith illustrations, and then Heartbreaker went all bananas. Like, look at those swords. Heartbreaker went all crazy with the proportions. But I think they tried to stay truer to the Adrian Smith art. If you see kind of the proportions of things, that matches very, very well. And I wonder also if this is 25. Yeah. So if they would have done like 32, everyone would have been much chunkier. Maybe they tried to stay with like a 25 millimeter scale. But yeah, very. Here we go. Let's go a little closer here. Very faithful reproduction of the illustration. I don't know if you can see all the detail on the cast, but yeah, they did a nice job. Not cartoony at all. Yeah, and that just wasn't possible with the miniature techniques back in the day. They didn't have the materials like casting white metal, little thin things like that are a nightmare, and plus you have to super glue them. So interesting. And here's all of our bases. I gave everything. Okay, now our black bloods. Yeah, I think that's why, because I chose black bloods for the starter, so I couldn't resist going with the that big ass troll. Because I'll need to have so many armies. Yeah, so the only thing I have just a couple models of will be the elves. But you don't need too many elves. So here's our black bloods. So we've got an orc swordsman, and these kind of have an Arabian look to them, like in Middle Eastern look. So we've got our orc swordsman, our orc archer, and orc infantry, and a troll. And a big ass 4-armed troll, which is probably like all the points. How many points is he? Yeah. I'll never probably play it because it's 35 points, so I have to be playing an army battle to even field the troll. Because he's very expensive, but he's so cool. All right, so let's take a look at the orcs. This looks like our bowman, and he's got kind of the curvy orcish bow. So he doesn't have any arrows, thank goodness. That was weird. The individual arrows. Is he going to come out? Oh, there we go. Yeah, so it looks like we've got a separate head. Is there a choice of heads? Let's see. We may actually have a choice of heads. Let's see. Is it? Yeah. Oh, wow. Nobody told us this. So yeah, the orc archer has a choice of heads. You can barely see. A helmeted, no face shield, just kind of a pot helmet. Helmeted or unhelmeted, and see he's got his little neck joint for interesting. So you've got choice of head, and that's good for maybe there's only one sculpt. So they wanted to give you the ability to vary them a little bit, put the occasional helmet on or all of the helmets on. Interesting. And no arrow. So maybe I'll have to steal an arrow from that other archer if I want that same detail. Okay, so they can. Yeah, they can. For some of the more fixed positions, they can do. Your choice of heads. Oh, nice. Yeah, here's our big swordsman. Yeah, so you see the stylization is more like a scimitar. Like they're wrapped more like a... and there are desert. It's a desert faction. Yeah, that's great. So quite large. You can see... we'll just hold them up to the... there's the dwarf still. Dwarf keeper. Here we go. No, he doesn't have a head. Okay, let's see here. Here's a human scale. Yeah, so you see the orc has got about a foot, maybe 6 inches, 6-8 inches on a human. So a big, nasty orc. Okay, I might be playing Black Bloods now. That's pretty cool. Black Bloods against dwarves will be so depressing. They'll be dwarfed by these horrible orcs. Yeah, so the orcs are kind of brown skin orcs, and they're desert. They're desert tribes. So that's pretty cool. And actually, I think they're not tribes. They're more sophisticated. As opposed to like savage orcs, they're more sophisticated in their clan structures and things. He's kind of got a pin Yeah, so nice, kind of scimitar swords. All right, Black Bloods are winning me over here. I've never even considered considered of it. These are nice models. Yeah, I think very true to the illustrations. And yeah, the Adrian Smith stuff is not, exaggerated. He does very kind of elegant character designs and stuff. So in their, proportions and poses. And here's another swordsman. Yeah. Interesting. I wonder if this was a change, or if it's just, if you want to put some heavy basic material, but some of these guys have pins on their feet. So you have to cut those off or, use them. And maybe they just, you can take a pin vise and make a hole that size in your base, and then you won't have to, secure it. You won't have to pin it with wire or anything. Yeah, so here's our sword and shield. Oh, so there we go. So that shield's got a little bit, you can see that little bit of support coming off of it, that big spike in the center. But easily to trim off. Yeah, the orc arms. On the smaller arms, smaller figures, yeah, the orc arms are very, very tiny. So yeah, they get small. Oh, does he have a mustache? He does. He's got like a Kubla Khan mustache. So an orc with a mustache. Nice facial hair on an orc. So that's cool. So here are our Black Blood starters. So yeah, basically 4 models. 4 models for each side, so I'm sure point-wise that's pretty balanced out. All of our bases, all of our bases for everything we're going to need. Plus, and these we have these from the demo kit as well. Tokens to represent the different conditions, either activated or enraged, or some sort of condition. But this really helps to keep track of which units you've activated. And it looks like, they've done a little bit of reworking on these. These look like they have a little bit more texture and detail than the original run. I think they were more flat colors. So just learn the different symbols, and you can see, but it's very useful, especially for skirmish level where you can activate individual models. You want to remember everybody that's gone. And here, so the last thing in the starters are the basic rules. So this is just a condensed version of the rule book to just give it a try with probably like 10 points, 10 to 15 points each. Yeah, for 4 up, for 6 champion models per side. Oh, it's so champion models. Okay, we'll have to check in the rules about list building and see everything they've done. Yeah, so the only thing, the devout, I think it's it might not be Firstborn. It might be the Devout and the Elven houses. That might be the demo kit. So we haven't seen anything. Yeah, again. Yeah, I think it was the Devout because they had some fierce abilities and stuff. But yeah. Oh, model facing. Oh, so there is facing. So it may be worth. That's nice with these bases too. With the lip on them, you can indicate. You can either paint one half of the base a different color for the facing, or put some some little triangles or something, something that points the direction that would be the front, so you kind of can cut it in half. Yeah, so they've got 180 facing, so you've got facing and line of sight. Yeah, like that. Yeah, so you're gonna have to designate, like with infinity models, they usually put 3. So you have 2 on either side to represent the 180, and then 1 kind of in the center to represent. And so it's easier for you when you're looking on the table to see kind of which way they're pointed. So that might be worth doing. Yeah, so there's the command points. So used command points and unused. And so yeah, basic rules for everything. So we're going to see this all again in a big, nice hardbound book. So our dazed tokens, our panic, psychology tokens, fear. Yeah, that's right. So I think it's the devout that have the fear ability. So yeah, we have elves and devout. That's probably why I made that choice. So I've seen a little bit of every one of the models. There we go. So here's stats. Oh, so maybe are all the longbowmen? Because they couldn't have. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, firstborn, longbowmen. Oh, yeah, elves. Yeah, so they give you all the basic stats for the core units for each of the factions. So whichever 2 factions you choose for the starter set, it's going to be in here as well. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we had these guys. So we had the devout, these 2 badasses in the demo kit. So yeah, so we've seen a little bit of all of the sculpts now. Yeah, here's all your tokens, and here's your map of the world. So yeah, check out that lore video if you're interested in where everything is. And this is stuff we haven't even seen yet. There's factions that are awaiting our to be revealed. All right, yeah. So that's the very similar to what was included in the demo kit. This is a much nicer production, though. I think this is a nicer card cover and things. I think that was more of a booklet. All right. Well, is it letter time? Okay. There we go. I have a letter opener and everything, so I can kind of cleanly open this up. All right, let's see. It doesn't say do not open anywhere, does it? No. I'll check the, it's on Chronopia stationery. There we go. So, a little bit preserved. Nice. Oh, here we go. Command point spends. So a bookmark, like a nice coded bookmark with our spends, and just a nice summary of actions. So phases of the turns and actions you can take, and victory points. Nice. And the letter. Uh oh, I snagged the bottom of the letter. Oh no. I'm so sorry. Well, it's not signed, so I guess I didn't damage anything too valuable. Okay, here we go. So, most honorable backer. Is there 2? Yeah, there's 2 pages. Oh, no, just 2. Okay, same. No. It's the same letterhead. Okay, so most honorable backer. Attend now these words, penned upon the vellum of our abiding gratitude. By thy steadfast pledge in the sacred endeavor, you hath stirred once more the slumbering realm of Chronopia. Through thy noble support, the very landscapes of battle, those ancient fields where heroes clashed and legends were forged, are restored to life. Know that the journey to this hour was beset by hardship and many shadowed trials. Yet, as the dragon-bane legions of old swept aside the broods of fell worms, so too have we pressed onward through every obstacle, and behold, by persistence and craft and fire, we now stand at the threshold of the battlefields of Chronopia, may again take form beneath the hands of its champions. Below is a sacred sigil, QR sigil. So, yeah, here, feel free to, I'm sure that goes to the website. Oh, no, wait, am I giving something away? Oh, yeah, so the links to STLs and stuff. Sacred Sigil by the strange arcane that, so your mobile phone, you may unlock the Vault of Promised Relics. So that may gain passage to the terrain and template set. Nice, and the shape preserves the ethereal script of the STL files. That's right, everybody got an STL file of one of the... Of one unit, awaiting thine. Nice. Shouldst thou require counsel or guidance, call upon us without fear. May the long-forgotten gods lift their gaze upon thee. With honor and gratitude, the Chronopia team. Let's see. Oh, yeah, and this is just the thank you letter. So this was the link to the stuff. Oh, no. Yeah, it's still... Sacred Mark, unlock treasures long promised. So they did kind of 2 drafts of the letter, it looks like, and I cut it in half. So hopefully one of these will work. But nice. So they gave us a link to the website for the STLs that were part of the campaign. So there'll probably be printable tokens and terrain, and they did paper terrain, like the original Chronopia, and both Chronopia and Warzone had paper terrain. So that would be cool if some of that was redone. All right. So we've seen all the miniatures, and we now have the rulebook in our hands. Yeah, it's nice. Not a crazy glossy, nice new art of some firstborn maniac on the front. Black end papers. Nice. All right, yeah, so some of the classic Adrian Smith art is going to be in here still. And so they updated the logo, but it looks like they're using the same font as the classic book. And here's all of our history. So yeah, I'll go through this, and if they made some changes or updated, maybe I'll update the lore video so it matches the latest version. So yeah, the reign of the firstborn, the death of the one king. Yeah, looks pretty similar. Great betrayal, the king's revenge, unholy alliances. And then explain the setting and D20, dice rolling, measuring, the table size, miniature base sizes, facing and line of sight. Unit cards, all the points. Army composition. Yeah, so here's list building, battle level, and composition. So we'll see gameplay. Oh, this will be nice. I hope they do walk you through. We could have probably seen that in the booklet, but walk you through, you know, choose the scenario, or choose the army size, choose your faction, choose a scenario kind of thing. So everyone's on the same page. How wizards and magic works, how shooting works, throwing weapons, war machines, close combat, and then the end phase, clash phase, psychology, special skills, the terrain rules, pre-battle sequence and game sequence. Oh, gossip points. That's right. You can kind of get battlefield advantages. Go to the streets and ask for ask for information. Oh, here we go. Weapons and armor type. This may explain too why they have the cards separate from the unit card. Terrain and then units. Oh, so here's all of the units so far for each of the factions. That's cool. So we'll see if it duplicates the card info. And then warped rituals, tokens, and battle scenes. Nice. Oh, this looks very similar. I wonder if they rewrote it. But this art is definitely the same from the lore sections. Nice. Okay, we have to check. We have to know. Let's see. Is it the same? Oh no, though they presented it a lot different. There's some similar art, but yeah, they presented it a lot differently. More like a weird little magazine with heavy borders. Okay, we're good. Yeah, this must be all of our original setting again. Yeah, nice. This layout's nice and quite large text. That's something they don't often do. A lot of times they make it really tiny. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, so it looks like they've... Sorry, let me get the chat back up in case there's any questions. Oh, Abyss is saying, I can't say. Yeah, maybe they haven't done the retail release yet. I think they're only going to do a web store because they're doing it the way that... I wonder if the way that they're doing it, because there are barcodes. You know, there are EPC, little tiny ones, on the models, but I don't... They just got them out, so I'm not sure that they've made it to retail yet. I'll be sure to update you guys when that happens. So there we go. The Firstborn versus the Devout. Nice. There he is. That big blood totem. Yeah, I'm glad they have the rights, probably from, Heroic Signatures, to use this original art. I love a lot of this. It really is, lets you feel the setting very much. There's our Black Bloods riding their crazy camel things. Was this the guy that was the STL? It might have been this guy that was the... there was a little demon-looking guy. I forget which unit it was. Nice. Oh, so they give you a nice heavy-duty history section. Yeah, this is great. And there's our map again. It looks like they've got the same map. It looks like they cleaned it up a bit though. That's nice. But I like that they stuck with the classic font. This is laid out really well. The production stuff is nice. And the pages too, they've got a nice coat to them. Like you're not going to tear these pages or wrinkle them. They've got a nice heavy coat to them. This is a great book. Could not have been cheap. So 20-sided die. So roll a natural 1. This is called a perfect success. Yeah, so we're rolling under on d20s. And measuring, they didn't change anything else, right? Yeah, closest base. And we're still inches, right? Yeah, in-game table size. Any flat surface. Hero skirmish, 3x3. And 6x4. Yeah, up to 6x4. Most missions are prepared for larger tables. And I think it'll show in the scenarios. How to lay stuff out. Traveling outside the game board. The 4 battle levels have slightly different scenarios and requirements for terrain. Miniatures and base sizes. Yeah, so cavalry are 50, large monsters are 80 or 100. Small, such as rats, are on 25. Yeah, but it looks like everything's on 30. Yeah. Oh, these are 30. Yeah, they felt like right in between, and they are. So 30 mil bases, so right in between 25 and 32. But little tiny stuff, I guess, like this. No, this is 30 as well. What is this? This trap token. All right. So it's designed for tournament and story-driven play. So use legendary terms to indicate upgrades for units that will be excluded from tournament play. Okay, so yeah, if you're playing more story-driven, then maybe you can get bonuses and different upgrades to models. So between battles, stuff happens. All right, so command distance. Yeah, so everyone's going to have a radius of command. Oh, yeah, are we rolling to... Yeah, are we doing a... I think we were, because, Chris and I played the demo rules. I think you do have to make a leadership roll. Have a leader that can give orders. Yeah, so you decide what you're going to do, and then you've got to make your roll. Warbands... Yeah, acting warband commanders. Oh, command distance, outside of command. Oh, basically move towards the leader. Yeah, so you got to stay in command range. Sniper arrows, bards, specialists, warlords. Yeah, so we've got our facings. Yeah, there's got to be some way to represent that well on the base. But I guess, a lot of the models obviously have, like, the poses they're not, so dynamic or so weird that they've got a weird 3/4 pose. So most of them should be able to see what's the 180. So activating a phase. So yeah, activating a unit. Does unit count as a warband? Is the model panic? Is there a leader? Check the command distance. Draw outside. No. Any of the models inside. Make recovery test from panic. Covering. Select a warband. Commander and... Oh, okay. So you get your command points. So after player chooses a single model from the unit, that unit may do nothing, move, or advanced move. You get 1 command point for each of your war bands that counts as a basic troop and is not panicked. Oh, that's right. So if you're panicked, yeah, you can't activate stuff. You have to shake off the panic first. Okay, so yeah, you're doing initial initiative, command points for every basic unit, and if you don't get those if they're panicked. So that's like pinned, I guess in other games you got to shake the pin. Okay. So it isn't. I'm thinking more War Master and stuff. Yeah, you don't have to move to or roll to activate, but you can get panicked. Advanced moves, run, charge, fly away. Yeah, this might be nice to do some little templates like this to figure out the arcs, especially for spells and stuff. Spell casting, you roll your whip under your WP will points. So spell saving throws, shooting, targeting, hit modifiers. Oh, base sizes. That's nice. So you don't have to worry about, you know, some size stat on the model. It's all broken up by base sizes. So anything 50 or larger, you get a +4 to hit because it's big. There's no line of sight. Only line to shoulder pad. Line to pauldron. All right. Shooting a model with a shield. Shooting a model with a shield, you are within line of sight. You must use a negative modifier. Of course. Oh, and deviation, yeah. So if you're rolling the range template, yeah, you use the triangle on the D20. That's a nice. Instead of having to do a scatter die or something, you can just use that. D8s work well is also. All right. War machines, close combat. Oh, is this a printable thing? What is this? Or no, this is a piece of terrain. Oh, this is a printable piece of terrain. That's pretty cool. Like a collapsed obelisk or some kind of column. Oh, cool. Yeah, and they have these little flow charts for the stages of a clash fight. Yeah, this is all presented well, and they do a nice job bolding, you know, bolding the things you might have to look up, like what is RS, what is NOA. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's presented well. It's nice big font too. I'm glad they didn't do the little digest size rule book. Even their condensed rule book is not super tiny. Magical familiars. Nice. Oh, there's terrain, moving models, modifying terrain, and here's our missions of victory points in matched play, body count. In some scenarios, or to meet certain victory conditions, you're required to calculate the body count. This is a value of your models on the table that are still alive. Well, here we go. Yeah, so a couple of basic, a 4x6 and a 3x3 layout for their default scenario. Secret missions. So each player draws a secret mission card. Do we have secret mission cards? I didn't see any secret mission cards. All right, yeah, so we've got 8. Or you could just roll on the table. Oh yeah, there's a table right here. Yeah. You can roll, use a D20, and you know, if you didn't buy the cards. All right. Oh yeah, I hope there's not another. I hope this is everything. I'll go through and check because I don't want to pay more tariffs for another box of, you know, cards and random stuff. Oh, nice. Yeah. So here's all of our different scenarios. So this is nice. They give you a layout both for 3x3, which will work 4x4 as well, and then 4x6. So how to mark out the zones and where to put stuff. Nice. Yeah, and how do you deploy? So lots of choices here. That's nice. And there's the, yeah, pre-battle sequence, game sequence. Yeah, these pages are really nice. This book will last. I hope it's a good binding. All right, and here's some of our examples of our models. Here's our Black Bloods. Look at those orcs. Those desert orcs. Firstborn. Chromancy. It's a little bit more background stuff. Oh yeah, and then we get the factions. So let's see. Yeah, it looks like you've got your whole stat line. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so here's the a level 2 sword. So yeah, the card. That's too bad. They should have had like it on the other side or something, but there is upgraded stats. So that's why they separated the weapons, because yeah, you can have a mace or great mace in like story campaigns. That's cool. Iron God, the Black Sister. The judge, there he is. He's not holding his book up, though. And his axe isn't broken. Chromancer, Repulsor Knights, Mounted Knight, Chromancy Spells, Call of the Damned, the Elves. That looks like some new art. Yeah, this is like a new... There we go. Yeah, I imagine in this new sculpt, these elves are probably pretty skinny too. Pretty tiny. But they're nasty. Elves in Chronopia are not high elves. They're nasty elves. That's pretty cool. Yeah. That almost tempted me, this miniature for the elves, but still I like my bull rider. Yeah. Yeah, this is the guy, the ice elemental that they cast in a blue translucent plastic. Looked nice. So I wonder if that was the CO cast process just with a different material. So Lotus Elves and then the Dwarves. Yeah, nice ring holds, blood totems. Yeah, so they only go into the Horned Ones in this book. So maybe if they do other clans, then they'll do them as an expansion, a supplement. So yeah, here's all our guys. This art looks very new. Yeah, this is the art that's on the cards, I think. Yeah, some digital art they had done for the game. It's aping the Adrian Smith stuff, but some of it is definitely not. Some of it is and some of it's not the Adrian Smith stuff. Oh, they have a champion on the shield, very Warhammer Fantasy style. The Keeper. Yeah, he's vicious and lots of spells. And then there he is, the Blood Totem. I don't know if I'm ever going to feel that. Yeah, 70 points. That's insane. Yeah, so yeah, these point costs are individual. So let's just go back. Yeah, basically, yeah, each. Yeah, so that 12 each is... so yeah, you will be fielding units of maybe 1 or 2. It's not going to always be the full unit. Cool. And there's our Black Blood background. Interesting. Cool. There's some Adrian Smith art. Kind of. I don't know. There's something's going on here. Some of this art's a little wonky. But these guys, yeah, these guys might be really fun to paint too. There he is. There's my troll. Yeah, it's nice. And I'm glad it's all... there's our savage troll. This is the guy. Let's not mess with the regular, your generic... Oh, but the Death Seeker troll is pretty too. But look at that. Look at all those arms. Nice. Yeah, they're mounted. Their cavalry is pretty cool. Nice. And the Alchemist potions. And here's our Devout. These guys are very metal. Here's their background, their black citadels, their skull faces, their prophet. Yeah, this is okay. This should have gone a little bit harder on some of that art, but yeah, we've seen some of these guys in the demo kit, and then they've got their kind of demonic guys, the Dusk Realm guys, the big Dusk Realm. So yeah, he's probably the size of the Blood Totem, that miniature. The Blood Knight. This guy is the free STL, the Blood Hunter. That's right. So if you can take a picture of that QR code off of the video, I think this is the STL that's there. The big Tormented. I remember the original miniature of him, which I think was metal. It's big, and it's got very odd proportions. Nice, the Warped Rituals, and yeah, here's all the recounting of all the tokens and the explanation. So your different levels of fear, your panic, and frozen. And here we go. Here's our painted. So here's their sculpts that they did for this version, all painted up, which I think they had a lot on the Kickstarter page as well. Yes. Yeah, this, oh, wow, they recreated this? Yeah. This was one of the paper models, the terrain model kits from back in the 90s. That's great. The Firstborn Tower or something. Yeah, Watchtower. Yeah, the Firstborn Watchtower. So they recreated it, looked like with some, is that the original kit? It might be. Yeah, this might be the original paper model unless they reproduced it. But these are still floating around. And I think people probably scanned them as well. All right, and some sketches of the different towers at the end. That's a nice book, a ton. So a ton of background and lore, all of the stats for everything they produced in the first wave. So I'm sure they'll support stuff. And anything you buy is going to come with cards. I wish we'd have 2 of these. It was a nice inclusion in the letter, but 2 of these. I guess it's your, you can pass it back and forth. Not too much trouble. And lastly, we'll take a look at the solo rules. So this is an expansion for the solo expansion in the miniature. So this book, Solo Rules to the Chronopia Wargame, is a must-have for a fan of solo wargaming. It contains specific rules for solo adventures where you can create your own scenario and campaigns and face challenges of nameless evils and its minions. Cooperative play against the environment where you can team up with other players to fight against the forces of darkness using special rules for cooperation. Special rules for Battle Royale, where you can test your skill and tactics against other players in a free-for-all melee, using special rules for scoring and elimination. World Bestiary, where you can learn more about the Chronopia factions, their history, culture, and abilities. Expansion book with solo rules is the ultimate guide for solo and multiplayer play for the dark fantasy universe of Chronopia. You'll need the rulebook, yeah, so you still need the rules and the phases and everything. This just expands on that. So yeah, a nice soft cover. So Another Day on the Fabled Isle, a little fiction there, and then the Battle Royale, spending points in the Battle Royale, the Bestiary. Let's take a look. Yeah, so nice story. So here is, yeah, Battlefield 3x3 or 4x6. Points for each player. So just a slugfest. Nice. Yeah, so here's how to run the slugfest. Gathering points. Oh, interesting. Yeah, so you secure command points from chess and roll a d20 to figure out how many. So solo gameplay. So after you create a party for a game, you must choose the type of game, a short journey or a long journey. So you'll have, there's 5 different missions for a short journey, and a long is 8. So narration of the situation your party is in. Board size is 3x3. Weather. Yeah, there weren't any weather cards. I wonder if that's coming. I thought there was a mention of, that might have been an add-on as well. Random animals, special encounters. So here, yeah, so they have that list, short or long, and here's the missions that you undertake. And so, yeah, weather give you probably some different effects. Food for wolves, ingredients for a potion. Travel missions, ambush, couriers, defender and attacker. Yeah, so they go through. Interesting. Yeah, I wonder how these play. Oh, there you go. You need a map for the inn. It takes place inside of a large inn. That's fun. If I didn't have to build that inn, I would love to play that. I wonder if they have a map that would be usable. Attack on the enemy camp. Spy in an enemy camp. Lots of scenarios for this solo co-op play. Yeah, so I wonder if they did enough, like kind of AI for the for what you're facing. Yeah. There's random missions. Deployment special rules. You can run away whenever you wish, but you won't get any treasure. Interesting. Yeah, I'll have to give this another look through. Yeah, it's interesting they did this because I'm don't believe this was something that they even got close to in the original game, because everything got cut short with both Chronopia and Warzone. That's a nice new piece of art. Oh, and here's, Chronopia, the Mortal Realm. Here's all the realms in the world. All right, so here's our wild horse, our deer, our wolf. Yeah, so I guess they're kind of, interesting kind of missions with a little bit of dungeon crawl. So I guess you're facing, so those are, Kutaras, those camel-like things. Wild Dragonbane, River Beast, Wild Torka, a swarm of giant mosquitoes. Yeah, so there's not any AI or anything for the monsters. So I wonder how they... there might be a simple, list of... and here's some more painted stuff. Well, that's a lot of miniatures. Yeah, nice. Some nice terrain. Yeah, maybe kind of, trying to inspire you to... yeah, there he is. There's the ice golem. Look at that. Not much painting needed. That's cool. Yeah, some cool terrain pieces for spells and things. Oh yeah, there he is. There's the big devout demon chunk. He can't be so heavy in plastic, but can imagine metal or resin. And here's the big demons as well. And here's our sketches of our palaces. Nice. Okay. Yeah, interesting. There's a lot of scenarios here. I'm not quite sure the rules. It looks like cooperative kind of makes sense, but I'm not sure about controlling the things that you're playing against. I didn't see any very heavy duty AI, but even something like Frostgrave just has a simple little 3-row list of what things do. If it sees you, it moves towards you. If it can't reach you, it doesn't attack. So wow, it is here. It happened. They did it. So I think some people were doubting. Were doubting Chronopia was going to happen, but it did. And it's nice. They did a nice job. I'm glad everything made it as it did. Yeah, this was probably for a while. This is probably the last game I'm going to go so far in on. I really like the setting, like this game. I think they did a nice job with the rules. The demo version that we played was very playable and very fun. So I hope we can get some of this going. At least we'll have a couple more of the starter set games with the kind of rotating a couple of the different factions to get a flavor for that. Oh, that's right. That we're playing one scenario where we had to kill or convert townspeople. That's right. In that demo kit, there were some fun scenarios. So yeah, they did a nice job, and they fulfilled. So everything but one arrived intact. No damage, one curly spear, and that's about it. So I think we lucked out for the most part. And we have this giant blood totem to figure out how we're going to get him to stick together. Yeah, so I think everything is going to have to be super glue, which is not my favorite way to assemble miniatures, just because the fumes are so vicious. But yeah. Oh yeah, here's a little bit of flash on this guy even. Or not flash, I keep calling it flash, but it just supports. See, the little kind of 3D printing looking supports on these guys. I wonder if, when they cut them out, there, it sits pretty well. There's a little bit of filling that might need to be done. But he's gorgeous. Look at that beast face. Look at the scale. That's insane. Got this guy, and they've got these little dwarves all around. The army's going to look hysterical with all these stumpy little dwarves surrounding their blood totem. Nice. Well, yeah, they don't have to weigh a number of pounds anymore. The miniatures, they can actually. It's heavy for plastic, but it's nothing compared to the white metal back in the day. Yeah. It took them almost 4 years. Yeah, Abyss is right. Yeah, this was 2022 was the year that they did it. They were expecting delivery later that year. I think the end of the year, because I think it was the beginning of 2022. They were hoping by the end of the year and it just got delayed and delayed. And so the comments, they didn't go crazy. There's not like, 10,000 comments or anything. So the comment section didn't get too nasty, but they're never nice. People are always so fussy and sensitive about, I gave my money. What are you doing with my money? But there's a late pledge button. Let's see where that goes. And I said, yeah, you already backed it. Yeah, I don't think the late pledge is set up yet, but there is a button on the Kickstarter. Someday that may click through to something. So let me see if it shows me anything that I added. So this is all wave 1, and the stretch goals, the free STL. Oof, yeah, I'm not going to go this big into another game for a while. But just think of think about the boxes that they've just been, the battle boxes and stuff they've been releasing for Games Workshop. It's not even close to this many miniatures, and they're not even all. Yeah, that's right. I'm underrepresenting because we've got these guys as well, so it's twice as many. So we're looking at, what did I say, like 250? So that you can't even get close to that with what some companies try to pull off, and you'll get awesome cards, and I guess you do get hardcover rulebooks, but yeah, so they did a nice job, and there's a lot of fun extras. The stretch goals, the faction dice, the dice tray. They did a nice job. It would be cool to see them, like, if they can't, because it seems like the logistics of this, maybe it's not quite there yet. The Siocast from Germany or wherever they were, I think it was Germany, where they're producing stuff. I don't know if if they had to go back to the drawing board with the sculpts or what it was, but they got delayed. So it'd be cool if they went, the STL route for expansions, so you could, add units or get existing units, that you could print. But who knows? I mean, that's a really hard thing to do, because I don't know if a game that doesn't have enough of a fan base, if that kills it going all digital, or if that keeps it alive. We haven't seen yet. I guess we'll know by how Guild Ball is doing. I think Steamforged, took their Guild Ball game and made that all digital. So if that survives for a while, then maybe that's an option. But yeah, it's just getting physical stuff here. That huge tariff bill. It's just insult to injury, because already the shipping is so insane to Japan, and then when it gets here, another 10%, of the total price, total value you got to pay, and that's a lot. So yeah. I am, I don't like it, but I am leaning, more towards PDFs and STLs for future stuff, and that's still a thing they haven't figured out how to price either, because some companies want the STLs to sell you. It's like the ebook dilemma from 20 years ago. They want to sell you this that you have to print yourself for the same price as somebody that's going to have this delivered to them, have the physical models delivered to them. So that's a lot more work on their part, and that's a little frustrating. So I haven't figured out how to scale the pricing, I think, for STLs, because people that are doing Patreons with digital sculpts and digital miniatures for printing undervalue a lot of that stuff. So it's really, really cheap. Like, it's $5, for some pretty complicated models. So it's hard to kind of figure out what the sweet spot is, them making enough money, keeping the game alive, being able to invest into more units and expanding the game, or what. But yeah, so I'll hit up Martin and see if they're interested in doing kind of a post-mortem interview about how this went, and discuss, what if they want to talk about it, what went well and what they're happy with, or what didn't go as well as they had hoped with the game. But it's here, and it looks good, and it's nice that they didn't do kind of like what Hasbro did with Hero Quest and just do a total like wackadoo reimagining of those characters, so it just looks like World of Warcraft. They looked at the Adrian Smith art for all of the units, and they faithfully reproduced those in miniature form. It's a small scale, so I guess it's 30 mil, 30 millimeter scale. So the dwarves are tiny, and they're not super chunky. And there's a real scale to the, but that's what the illustrations were. The illustrations weren't very exaggerated and cartoony and heroic proportions. So yeah, I'm very happy. I'm very happy with the outcome. I want to get these guys put together and I think wash them, give them a good wash, and then get them on their bases and see how they paint up. The detail looks really good, so I think they will paint up nicely. But there is something going on. I'll have to double check on the best way to get this off. Hopefully, just soap and water. But there is some kind of release on these guys, or just something that may interfere with priming. But yeah. Yep, very happy with it. And so congratulations, Uhrwerk Spiele. You did a good job. Warzone, cough, cough, cough. Yes, nice. But yeah. So I think they did a good job. I'm more excited about this than I could get more excited about this than I did a Warzone Eternal. But that's still a thing. But I do still have a lot of Warzone miniatures. So that's something we may have to just try the rule set. Because I've got the rule book and I've got enough miniatures to field stuff. So we'll have to see. But I want to see what this dwarf army looks like. all put together. There's going to be quite a few units. Because what are we looking at? And there's... yeah, at least 6. Wow, and a big base in here. Oh, there's another big guy in here. Oh, I think they were very generous with the bases. So I think I do have some extra bases here. But let's do a quick, what is that? 12, 20. Yeah, so close to 30, maybe more than that. Yeah, maybe like 36 units for the first wave of the army, including some monsters and some cavalry. Yeah, nice. But it'd be fun to be able to scale these with 3D printing, which I think is a thing that Mantic is kind of thinking about, is being able to, you buy the box from them and then you can, kind of add to and customize your army with their digital store. They should consider that. I think that would be nice. And always have, the standard troops or whatever be something... I don't know. Yeah, just figure out a way to keep some stuff never being digital, so people have to buy a product from you, and then being able to supplement stuff, or even do alternative, some alternative sculpts and stuff, which is another thing that Mantic does. Well, cool. Well, thanks so much for. Warzone until the final day. Yes. Yeah, it's too bad that I was excited about that, and it just, my excitement kind of disappeared. I didn't order any. Well, I did order for Miguel. I ordered some miniatures, but I didn't order any miniatures from Warzone Eternal. But I did go in on the dwarves because I love my my horned ones from back in the day. So I wanted to see that again. Yeah, but the new sculpts are very very intricate and very nice. I mean, I think that was a thing that they had trouble with for Warzone, is they were trying to strike a balance, and I think they went with that Atomic Garage or whatever those guys are that do the chunky cyberpunk game, skirmish game. They went with a chunkier style. So this is interesting because the Chronopia guys went with a more human scale and reproducing the Adrian Smith art. So that's interesting. I like this choice. I'm not disappointed with this choice because I don't need, more Heartbreaker-esque sculpts. But we have that. You have that with Warzone, except it's not Heartbreaker. It's, what is it? Atomic Garage? Whatever those guys are that did the sculpting for them. But I got my Savage Troll, so I'm all set. Well, thanks everybody for hanging in through all of this. How much ridiculous amount of time? It's only been a couple hours, all right. But yeah, I was really. This just came yesterday, I'm still recovering from that tariff bill, but I was really excited to get this opened for the channel. So check in the description. There's the interview, the pre-Kickstarter interview, or maybe it had already just started. A lore video, about 20-minute lore video that gives you the whole prologue setup for the world, like the events that led up to the tensions between the factions right now. A look at, and there's also in the live, I didn't put a link to that, but check in the live stream. I think we did record our, very poorly, we streamed the demo box game. And then I did 360s of the painted Devout and Elves from the demo kit that they sent out. And thanks again to Uhrwerk Spiele for sending us that box. That's what got me initially so excited. They said they had a couple around left over, and we'll send you one. And yeah, Chris and I got a chance to try this 4 years ago. We got to try this, and the excitement has stayed until this day. But Black Bloods came out a lot nicer than I thought. I didn't, I chose those for the starter set. But yeah, they've got some nice units. Both the Devout and the Black Bloods, they did a nice job with. So yeah, I can't wait to get these guys washed up and based up. Yeah, I wonder what this is, because there's no scenic, there's no like something that this is going to plug into. This was an odd. So I guess if you just use a lot of basic material and sink them in, because he's not supposed to be walking on platforms, I don't think. Yeah, this is just from the printing process. It was easier to do that than that whole flat foot. I don't know, but yeah, it's going to take something to figure out how to get him to settle on that base. Yeah, but I like the look of the Black Bloods a lot more than I thought. All right, so yeah, thanks everyone for watching. We'll be back next time. We'll be streaming. Will be Star Frontiers. So we're going to do I think a session 0 for Matt's Star Frontiers campaign. If anybody is interested in playing Star Frontiers with Matt's awesome homebrew, yeah, let us know in the Discord. Yeah, if you like what's going on the channel and like our actual plays and think you'd be a good fit, let us know. But yeah, we'll be starting that, and yeah, and more more Silver Princess is coming up. She's within their grasp. I can feel it. I can feel if they just take that left and not the right, they'll be fine. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching, and yeah. Congrats. It made it. It's here. I hope everyone is happy with it when it comes. I hope there weren't too many breaks. I can imagine the Elves and even the Devout with all their little spikes. There may have been some more breaks in some of the minis, but they secured them as well as possible. So a lot of that may have happened during production, because these are nice sturdy boxes. So that'll do it for now. Thanks so much for watching. Big thank you to the patrons and members. And if you become a patreon.com/upturntable, a patron will give you access instantly to the Discord, as long as your email's the same. And the same thing with a new YouTube membership at that join button under the video. So check out our other videos we did a few years back supporting the launch of the game. And what is the shadow? I thought that was the microphone. It is the microphone. Sorry. Professionalism. All right. Yes. You got a you guys you let the doppelganger go. So thank you. I can't wait to start copying you guys. And one by one, I'm going to do a John Carpenter type deal on you until you don't trust anybody. You get out the Petri dish and heat the wire, and you start tapping the blood to figure out who is not who they say they are. All right, take care, everyone. Oh, Miguel. Yeah, if you're up for it, I don't know schedule wise or like time wise, if it would work. But yeah, if you're free, our first session will be this Wednesday, which Japan time will be like Thursday around 1 p.m. And if you're in Europe, not that time. And if you're in the U.S. on the West Coast, its start time is about 8 o'clock. So yeah, let's give it a try. But yeah, hit us up in the. Are you on the Discord, Miguel? If you're on the Discord, hit us up in the Discord. And if you're not, message me somehow. Contact me through one of the social media apps, and I'll get you an invite link. All right. Well, I got some wash. I got to scrub my dwarves and see how these guys look. I'll post pictures or do videos of stuff as I progress, because I can't wait to see these guys put together. And I'm going to sleeve all my cards too. All right. Take care. See you again soon. Goodbye.